morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Bamdele, and today the topic before us is concept of living things. Under this topic, we'll be looking at subtopics like definition of biology, we'll be looking at branches of biology, we'll look at definition of living and non-living things, living things and non-living things. Then we'll be looking at the characteristic of living things. Characteristic of living things. And finally, the differences between living things and non-living things. So let's start from the first one, the definition of what? Biology. The word biology is coined from two Greek words, and these two Greek words are bios and logos. The word bios means life, while logos means study. So when you combine the two words together, you have biology as the study of life. Biology is defined as the study of life. Study of life. And when you talk about the word life, life simply means a substance or an object that exhibits some set of characteristics. You understand that? So we said living organisms have life. So we can also define biology as the study of what? Living things. As a study of what? Living things. But the literal meaning of biology is the study of what? Life. You understand that? Then biology as a subject is very, very wide. You understand that? So it has so many branches, just like a tree with branches. So we have so many branches of what? Of biology. The branches of biology. The branches of what? Biology. And the branches include, number one, we have zoology. We have what? Zoology. What is the meaning of zoology? Zoology is a branch of biology that study animal. That study what? Animal. The structure of animal, the behavior of animal, the physiology of animal. Everything about animal is being studied under the branch of biology called what? Zoology. And the personnel or the people that study zoology are referred to as what? Zoologists. They are referred to as what? Zoologists. Number two branch of biology, we have botany. We have botany. Botany is a branch of biology that deals with what? Plant. That deals with what? Plant. It studies everything about what? Plant. You understand that? Then after botany, we have another branch of biology called what? Ecology. Called what? Ecology. Ecology is a branch of biology that studies the relationship or the interrelationship between a living organism and its immediate what? Environment. An intermediate what? Environment. For every living organism, there is always a relationship between the organism and its immediate environment. And a branch of biology that deals with that study is called what? Ecology. It's called what? Ecology. Ecology is coined out from two words, oikos and logos. The word oikos means what? Environment. And logos means what? Study. Are you getting me now? So the next one, number 4, we have genetics. We have what? Genetics. Genetics is a branch of biology that deals with the study of heredity and inheritance. Deals with what? The study of what? Heredity and what? Inheritance. Study of what? Heredity and inheritance. And the word heredity simply means the transmission of trait or character from parent to offspring, which comes from one generation to what? Another. For instance, I have some traits from my dad, and I have some traits from my what? Mom. Combination of traits from both my dad and my mom. You understand? So the branch of biology that study how the trait is being transferred or transmitted from my parent to me is called what? Genetics. Another branch of biology, number 5, we have taxonomy. We have what? Taxonomy. Now, taxonomy is the branch of biology that deals with the naming and classification of living organisms. It deals with what? Naming and what? Classification of living organisms. Due to the diversification of organisms, we have so billions of organisms. You understand that? So for a biologist to give name to each and every organism, they need first to classify them. You understand? So the branch of biology that deals with that classification and naming of a living organism is referred to as what? Taxonomy. Number 6, we have anatomy. What did I say? Anatomy. Anatomy is another branch of biology which deals with the study of internal organs of an organism. Which is what? The study of what? Internal organs of an organism. You understand that? For instance, now you want to study organs like the liver, the kidney, you understand, and the stomach. You understand that? So the study of all these internal organs is under what? Anatomy. It's under what? Anatomy. Number 7. We have physiology. We have what? Physiology. This is another branch of biology that deals with study of how living organism functions. How parts of living organism what? Functions. You understand that? How organs or systems of living organism functions. The study is called what? Physiology. The next one, number 8. We have microbiology. We have what? Microbiology. Now, this deals with the study of microorganisms. Deal with the study of what? Microorganisms. What are microorganisms? Microorganisms are organisms that cannot be seen with our 2 naked what? Eyes. They can only be seen by the use of an instrument called what? Microscope. So the study of all these microorganisms, microscopic organisms, is called what? Microbiology. It's called what? Microbiology. We have so many other types of what? Of other branches of biology. Let me give you one more. We have evolution is another branch of biology. Evolution is another branch of biology. This study how human come into what? Existence. The existence of what? Living organism generally. How living organism come into what? Existence. The study of the existence of living organism and their modifications. You understand that? It is under evolution. We have so many branches, other branches of biology, but we are going to stop because of our time. Stop at this number 9. So our next sub topic is definition of what? Living things and non-living things. You understand that living things are things that has what? Life. They are things that has what? Life. That's the reason why I said biology can also be defined as a study of living things. You understand that? If living things has life, that means biology can also be defined as a study of what? Living things. Why non-living things? They are opposite of what? Living things. Non-living things are things that do not have what? Life. So what differentiates living things from non-living things are some set of characteristics. We call it what? Characteristic of living things. We call it what? Characteristic of living things. What are those characteristics? Under characteristic of living things, the first one is nutrition. Is what? Nutrition. Now, what is nutrition? That's the question. What's the meaning of nutrition? Nutrition is the ability of an organism to derive nutrient. To derive what? Nutrient. Or to feed. Ability of an organism to feed or to derive nutrient is referred to as what? Nutrition. Now, I always take nutrition as our first characteristic just because it is one of the most, in fact, it is the most important characteristic of living things. And the reason is because all living things need food to survive. All living things need what? Food to survive. And ability of that living things to get the food is what? Nutrition. Without nutrition, living organisms cannot carry out other characteristics. In fact, they cannot carry out their daily activities. Are you getting me now? The reason is because it is from that food that they derive what? Energy. They derive what? Energy. And you all know the meaning of energy. Energy is the ability to do work. So for a living organism to carry out its daily activities, it needs what? Energy. And the energy is gotten from what? Food. You understand? And the ability of organisms to derive that nutrient or to feed is called what? Nutrition. Did you understand that? Yes, the number 2 characteristic. Thank you. We have respiration. We have what? Respiration is number 2 characteristic. Now, what is respiration? I told you that the reason why living organisms feed is to get what? Energy. Is to get what? Energy. So the conversion of that food that you get, that you derive, are you getting me now? Into that energy is called what? Respiration. So respiration is defined as the conversion of food into what? Energy. Conversion of what? Food into what? Energy. And living organisms need that energy to carry out their daily activities. Do you understand that? So that's respiration. Number 3, we have movement. We have movement. We have movement. Now, movement simply means ability of an organism to move part of its body or all of its body from one place to what? Another. Ability of a living organism to move part of its body or all of its body from one place to what? Another. There are some set of living organisms that cannot move all of its body. For instance, plants don't move from one place to another. They don't locomote. Are you getting me now? But animals can move from one place to what? Another. Either to run away from danger, to respond to stimulus, to search for food or mate, and so on and so forth. But plant cannot do that. But plant only move part of its body in responding to either internal or external stimulus. Are you getting me now? For instance, sometimes you will see a tree at a particular location. Let's say this is a tree at a particular location, and this is the soil level. When you move away from this tree, maybe you move to somewhere here, you will discover that sometimes the root will come out of the soil level and goes inside. You understand that? Look at where the tree is. Look at the what? How the root of the tree moves in search for what? Water. Are you getting me now? Though this tree cannot jump from this place to this place to get the water, but the root is moving to search for what? Water. Are you getting me now? So that is not about movement. Number 4, we have excretion. Thank you. We have excretion. Now, what is excretion? It is the ability of an organism to get rid of their waste product. To get rid of their what? Waste product, or the removal of nitrogenous waste product. It's called what? Excretion. It's called what? Excretion. Note, most of the activities that occur in the body of living organism, we call it metabolic activities. Anabolism or what? Catabolism. There is always releasing of what? Byproduct during that metabolic activities. Are you getting me now? And those byproducts, they are not wanted. They are unwanted product in our body. If it remains in the body and it accumulates, it can alter the metabolic activity in the body. So in order to avoid that, they need to be removed. They need to be what? Removed or get rid of. So the ability of an organism to remove that what? Waste product is what we refer to as what? Excretion. Do you understand that? Then after that, number 5, we have sensitivity. Sensitivity. You also call it irritability. Irritability. Now, sensitivity or irritability, it is the ability of an organism to respond to external stimulus. To respond to stimulus. Ability of an organism to respond to what? Stimulus. But the stimulus can come from outside or it can come from what? Inside. Are you getting me now? But an organism always responds to stimulus. Do you understand that? They are always a response to what? Stimulus. One of the responses is what? Movement. Are you getting me now? Now, when you move from one place to another, there is a reason why you are what? Moving. Are you getting me now? That reason that makes you move is the word stimulus. Is the word stimulus. You understand that? So the ability of an organism to respond to to either external or internal stimulus is referred to as what? Sensitivity or irritability. Do you understand that? So the next one, number 6, we have reproduction. We have reproduction. Now, reproduction simply means ability of an organism to give rise to the young one of the same species. Of the same what? Species. Now, the population of all living organisms in the world, they are much just because we keep what? Reproducing. We keep what? Reproducing. Are you getting me now? So the essence of reproduction or the importance of reproduction is to aid continuity of life. Is to aid what? Continuity of life. And to prevent what we call extinction. There's a word called what? Extinction. Extinction simply means when some species of organism are wiped off from the surface of the earth, they are no more what? Existing. For instance, there is an organism or there's an animal called what? Dinosaur. There's another animal called mammoth. Mammoth. We have so many organisms like that they have once what? Existed. Are you getting me now? But now they are no more what? Existing. They have undergo extinction. Probably one of the reasons is because they stop what? Reproducing. They stop what? So reproduction also is very, very important. Are you getting me? Because it aids continuity of what? Life. Do you understand that? Number 7, growth. Growth. Now, growth is also a very good characteristic of living things. You understand that? Growth simply means irreversible increase in size of an organism. Irreversible increase in what? Size of an organism. We're talking about size. Height is part of what? Size of an organism. Are you getting me now? The changes that occur or that is seen in an organism throughout its entire life is called what? Growth. Are you getting me now? The height of a human being at age 2 is not the same height at age what? 12. Why? Growth has taken place. Are you getting me now? And that growth is not what? It's not reversible. It's not that after some time the person will start decreasing. No. Although when we get to a particular age, we call it old age declination, we tend to shrink and bend. But it is not what? It's not irreversible. You understand that? So growth simply means irreversible increase in what? In size of an organism. Do you understand that? Then the next one is what? We have another one, number 8. We have what? Competition. We have competition. Thank you. We have competition. This is the ability of an organism, either of the same species or different species, to compete for limited available resources. Are you getting me now? Limited available what? Resources. The organism competing might be of the same species. That's why we have 2 types of competition. We have inter-specific what? Competition, and we have intra-specific what? Competition. If competition is occurring between 2 organisms of the same species, it is called intra. Are you getting me now? For instance, elephant grass competing for water from the soil. Elephant grasses, they have the same species. If they are competing for what? For water in the soil, that one is what? Intra-specific. Are you getting me now? But if elephant grass is competing with probably, give me another example, name of grass. Carpet grass, you understand that? That is inter-what? Specific. Other characteristics, we have now another one, we have homeostasis. We have what? Homeostasis. This is the ability of an organism to regulate their internal environment. To regulate their what? Their internal environment. To strike balance or to maintain their internal what? Environment. Then we have 10. We have limited size. Limited size. Now, all living organisms has their specific what? Sizes. Are you getting me now? In which they do what? They have. You understand that? They cannot grow more than that size. For instance, it is impossible for a rat to have a size of what? Lion. And it is impossible for an housefly to have the size of what? Cockroach. Yeah, that it is impossible. So each and every organism have their own limited what? Size. A size that they are limited to. Do you understand that? Then let me give you one more. We have lifespan. We have lifespan. This involves the stages of what? Of living, the stages in which living organisms live. You understand that? For instance, we have 5 major stages of lifespan. The first one is what? Birth. There is a stage of what? When you are giving birth what? Toe. Then after that, growth will take place. You start what? Increasing in size. You understand that? Then you get to a point where you become what? Mature. We call it what? Maturity. Where you become mature and you can also carry out reproduction. After maturity, you start doing what? Declining. We have decline, old age, then death. Now, each of these are stages of what? Life. And we call it what? Lifespan. We call it what? Lifespan. So, these are the what? Characteristics of what? Living things. And these characteristics differentiate living things from non-living things. Anything that can carry out these characteristics are referred to as what? Living things. Are you getting me now? So, finally, let's look at the differences between living things and non-living things before I entertain questions. So, we are going to use the word. We can use the characteristic. Are you getting me? To tabulate differences between living things and non-living things, we can use the characteristic. We have living things. And we have what? Non-living things. And the first one, living things can move. You understand that? They can carry out what? Movement. Why non-living things cannot what? Move. Number one, living things can move. Non-living things cannot move. Number two, living things can respire. They can convert food to what? Energy. So living things can respire. Can respire. Then non-living things cannot what? Respire. So we use that. Cannot respire. Let me give you just 5. Oh yeah, another one, about 3.
Living things have life in them, while non-living things are lifeless.
Yes, this is what makes them have life. This is what makes living things have life. You understand that? But let's use the characteristic. You know, we said living things can do all these things, and non-living cannot do them. You understand? So let's use this characteristic to do the what? Differences. Look at the characteristic. Can respond, can reproduce. Non-living things cannot. Yes. Living things can reproduce. Living things can reproduce. Why non-living things cannot? Non-living things cannot reproduce. Cannot reproduce. Then another one, let's use sensitivity. They can carry out, they can respond to what? Stimulus. Number 4, living things can respond to stimulus. Living things can respond to stimulus. Then non-living things cannot respond to what? Stimulus or stimuli. Non-living things cannot response to stimuli. Now let's stop there. Any question? Yeah?
You said living things can move from one place to another, but non-living things
cannot move. Yes.
But I have an example like car can move from one place to another.
Yeah, you are right. Car is non-living things and it can move, but they use external forces to drive them. You understand that? If you don't ignite car uses fuel, yes or no, yes, to move. Are you getting me now? Fine, fuel is a form of what? The source of energy. Human being also we use energy. You understand that? But car move as a result of what? External force driving what? Them. It's just like you have a nylon on the floor. It's not living thing. But when winds blow, what happens? It moves. It's not just because of that what? That wings. You understand that? But that does not make it what? Living things. You understand that? Any other question? In the absence of none, let me quickly summarize what we've done so far. We look at the meaning of what? Biology. And I said biology is the study of what? Life. And it can also be defined as a study of what? Living things. Because living things have life. In the branches of biology, we have so many branches. I try to explain only what? 9. We have zoology, the study of what? Animal. Both the study of plant, ecology, the relationship between living organism and its what? Environment. Genetics, the study of heredity, how traits are transmitted from parent to offspring. Taxonomy, the study of what? Classification and naming of living organism. Anatomy, study of what? Internal organ. Physiology, study of how living organism what? Function. Parts of living organism function. We have microbiology, the study of what? Microscopic organism. Then we have what? Evolution. Note, there are other branches of what? Microbiology, like virology now. Virology, the study of virus. Virus is a good example of what? Microorganism. So virology is a branch of what? Microorganism. We have evolution. Then after that, we discuss about living things generally and non-living things. You understand? I said living things are things that have what? Life. Why non-living things do not have life? So what makes living organism have life is because of these following characteristics. We have nutrition, respiration, movement, expression, sensitivity or irritability, and so on and so forth. And these differentiate living things from non-living things. We're going to stop there for today. Thank you.